Living a Healthy Lifestyle show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie Kay.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Living a Healthy Lifestyle show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie Kay. I have Jodi Mueller on for part 3 of Living in the Matrix. So, Jodi, welcome to the show again. So
Thank
happy
you.
to have you.
Thank you.
And so, like where we left off, what we talked about before and where we left off was a lot of what you were talking about was your story. And then you went through, everything else that you went through that you
Yeah.
were helping people with the alienation of your children and just all this really stuff that people need to know. So
Yeah.
today I want to talk a little bit about where we left off, and then we're also going to go over those flyers that you take out and share with people. I enjoyed doing that in Dallas.
It's fun.
Getting the information out to people, putting flyers in restaurants and things, in restrooms and things, I mean, for people to see and get that information that they need. And I'm sure they're very happy when they get the information. They're like, oh, wow. So,
Yeah,
yeah, go
exactly.
ahead and share a lot of that.
Exactly. Yeah, like you said, like once my children were kidnapped or coerced, whatever you want to say, and used for profit from the family courts, I discovered this, and then I just started researching, found out some things about the courts. They're not really courts, they're banks, they're corporations, whatever. And then I just started thinking, you know what? The best thing to do is the court of public opinion and get out there and expose it. And from what I've learned from my buddy in the UK, Julian Coulter, that people should look up him, but he said, you know what, if you expose evil, God's going to bless you. And so there's a lot of people out there that have been going to jail for things that they expose, but I've been pretty safe. I've done what he's told me to do. He said, get 20 people to do what you're doing. And I've got more than that doing the same thing I'm doing. Like even you, I count you as doing that as well. So when you went out in Dallas and handed that out, that's one of the 20, right? Or, I've got more than 20 now, but you're probably number 40. And the main thing is put public notice on the top of it. If you want to expose some evil, put the word public notice, and that way they're not supposed to take it down. It is not soliciting. People think they're going to be in trouble for doing this. You're not asking for money. You're just getting the info out to other people in the public to understand or comprehend, I should say, what is going on. It could be about anything. It could be about HARP. It could be about 5G. Anything that you're concerned about that's going on that's harming people in your community. Okay. Mine just happens to be, my passion is helping people to comprehend what's going on with the family court and the profiteering that they're doing off severing families, whether it's family court or CPS. That's my main goal, is to expose these judges and attorneys for what they're doing and, the amount of money they're making. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that flyer is just the beginning of what you've done, because I know you've done some motivational speaking.
Yeah.
And so, we have a little bit of a presentation to go over. So I'm going to share my screen. And then I'm going to pull this up so that we can do this, quickly show you guys what Jodi come up with. It was really awesome. Making us aware of, what it is that we're going through, right? Going through the matrix right now.
Yep. For sure.
And, in the future, we're going to have some things where we can actually talk to people about how to live in the matrix. All right, here we go.
So we can get...
Yep, I'm getting it.
Okay. Yeah, this is something we did October 30th, just the other day. We had something at the barbecue place not too far from me in Richardson, Texas.
Yeah.
So some of this, you might not think it doesn't really apply to Florida where you're at, but
Yeah, go ahead and walk through it, Jody, for us.
All right. So go back to that one first page if you can, Carrie.
Oh.
Just those flags real quick. Okay, I just want to
Yeah.
explain this.
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Okay, so the flag on the left, as you can see, people know that as the state of Texas flag or the Lone Star flag, either one, okay? And the one on the right is the Republic of Texas flag. So Texas is a nation, okay? It's a republic, and people don't know that. They think it's a state. The one on the left is actually our first Republic of Texas flag, and that was stolen from us when they illegally annexed Texas and brought us into the Union. Okay, and I want to bring someone on your show someday, one of our chief justices of the Republic of Texas that can explain that further, but this is just an overview, okay? So we can still use this. The one on the left, like the state of Texas one, you know, like I said, is the original Republic of Texas. That's really our commerce flag now in the Republic of Texas. The one on the right is like our lawful, okay, that's our nation flag. Okay, so
Right.
every, I was going to say this also, every state has a war flag and a civil peace flag. Or I shouldn't say state, I should say country. Everyone has like a war flag and whatever. So we do have a civil peace flag, and I'll have that one I showed you last time that was
Yeah.
behind me. Okay, that's the U.S. civil peace flag. So I don't have that up today, but we're redoing our kitchen, so don't mind it. But anyway, that's the stripes are vertical. The red is the blood of Jesus to us, like I told you. White background, God's hands holding the state. So anyway, go on with that. And if anyone wants to go to the Republic of Texas, that website they can find there. They can actually be like in Florida. You can be a limited Texian. There's applications on our website there, and so you can actually order an ID. And you'd be a limited Texian. You just can't vote in our elections. But that's our de jure government. De jure means real. De facto means fake. Okay, so here, this is what we ask people in the audience. Are you an American or U.S. citizen? And people, you know, raise their hands usually and say, yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen. Yeah, I'm an American. Well, you don't want to be a U.S. citizen. You want to be a non-citizen national. Trump is one, and Hillary is one. They know the jig is up. They know, okay? You want to be a non-citizen national. A U.S. citizen is a slave. The word city itself means municipal, then is slave, okay? So people think Lincoln is great, but he was the first attorney, president. The word attorney means to turn over. That he had the 13th Amendment, freed the slaves, and then voila, the 14th Amendment was created, making all of us slaves, okay? So, yeah. American's fine, but you want to be like an American national or a non-citizen national. Okay, go to the next one if you can. So here it says what is an American? American Indian or North American, you know, a native or inhabitant, okay? But again, U.S. citizen. See how it says citizen lowercase? And you don't want to be that U.S. citizen uppercase. Okay, go to the next one. And see that dictionary there that I posted? There's different words matter, okay? So this is just from the Merriam-Webster. Then there's the Oxford Dictionary. Everyone should probably go out, if they even have them. If you have a half-price bookstore, you can get them cheaper. You can go out to Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Get yourself a Black's Law Dictionary, BLACK''S, like the color. Black's Law Dictionary, doesn't matter what edition. Everyone should have one, and then you'll start learning how the attorneys are coming up with different words, what words mean. The word understand means something different than we think it does. It means to stand under their authority. We think of the word understand as comprehend. So there's other things like, you can learn in there for different types of fraud. It's really interesting to get. Don't get hung up on the editions. I think they're at the 12th or 13th edition. Don't get hung up on that. Just get one. Okay?
Okay.
It'll tell you like the difference between a person and a people. So it's very important because the Constitution does not say we the person. The Constitution says we the people. So you want to be a people. That's the living. So when you go into court and you say, I can't believe you're taking my kids. I can't believe this. What's going on? This is against my constitutional rights. Well, you have no rights as a U.S. citizen. You don't have any. And you will be told by the judge, I think I mentioned this last time, If you mention the Constitution again, I'll hold you in contempt. Because when you go in there, Carrie, you are considered a person, which is also a corporation. And you can see that in the Black's Law Dictionary, okay? So here, what is a citizen? A citizen is created by Congress, all right? Are you created by the government or created by God? If you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, okay, more power to you, but you still believe that your parents created you, right? Not the government. So when your name is in all caps on your driver's license, Social Security, your mortgage, your lease agreement, your credit cards, your checks, your personal checks, those are in all capital letters. That's not you. Okay, your voter ID, it's not you. So when Republicans, and I'm conservative, but Republicans say the Democrats are letting dead people vote, well, you better believe they all are, because your name in all caps is your dead entity / straw man. Okay. No one's really voting. Those people are being selected. And it doesn't matter if it's Trump or Kamala, whoever gets in there, they were selected. They're just giving us this illusion that we're standing there and we're electing people. All right. It should be electoral votes, whatever, but no. We're not doing any of that. We're just standing in line like soldiers and getting further into the matrix. A lot of people are rescinding their voter ID right now that are learning this. They're rescissioning their driver's license to get out of that matrix. Those are ways you can get out of the matrix. Okay. All right, go to the next one. Oh, the opposite of national. That one just said nationals have rights. Citizen do not. Okay. National is like you're living. You're a people. Okay. All right. So here, what is a man? Are you a living man or a woman? I put woman because that's from the womb. Okay. That's how we write this. Man. Right here, Genesis 1:26. We don't have to read it, just go to it. Okay, I'm just trying to shorten this up. A human, what is it? A human being. You don't want to say I'm a human being. Look right there under Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, means you're a monster. That's what human being means, a monster. And this would be in the Black's Law Dictionary as well, but here it's in Ballantyne's Law Dictionary for 1930. Right there, human being, see monster. Person, defined in Black's Law 4th edition, means human being. Right? And it says, sometimes it'll say may mean, the word may, just like when you go into court. Like in my case, for example, it said the judge may grant 50-50 custody. May means they will or they won't. They might just flip a quarter. I had a lawyer tell me that one time. You know what they do in the back? They flip a quarter. Heads or tails, depends on how they're going to rule. So that was in a different case. That wasn't related to my children, but that was in a different case. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I do believe that's somehow how they do it. Okay, what is resident? Okay, that in short summary is someone doing temporary business. Okay, so when you get mail and it says you're a resident, I would maybe send that back. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is at all. You're not doing temporary business at your home. You believe you live there, right? So you don't want to be a citizen, a person, or a resident. So you think CPR. When someone's dying, what do you give them? CPR. That brings you back to life. So if you're getting CPR, you're dying. So CPR, citizen, person, resident, 3 things you do not want to be. All right? That makes sense. All right, right there after that resident. There we go. What do these have in common? Again, citizen, person, resident. Their corporation's non-living. You're a non-living, dead entity, straw man. You're just a piece of paper. That's it. That's why when the cop comes up to your door when you're getting pulled over, the first thing he asks for 2 things. Your license registration. Now, I don't know this for a fact. I'm just saying what I believe the reason for those 2 things is, and I could be corrected. I believe that's to get what's called joinder, Joinder. They have to get 2 of something so that they can get money off your Sesta KV trust we talked about before. And I can spell that out. It's CESTUI space QUE space VIE. There's a Sesta KV Act of 1666, but the Sesta KV trust is your name, your birth certificate. Okay, and there's money put on there. Like I was born in 1965. I think we were given between $600 to $800,000 when our parents signed that birth certificate. Not given it, but it was created in our name to offset debt later. And then we gain money in that account using our human energy. Military have even more money than that for everything you do. Like you might be signing things and, you know, they're just taking this out of thin air. There's really no
Isn't it,
money. This is all
isn't it
digital.
right? Isn't it true though that and you had said this before that if we have to get a loan or when we go get a mortgage or when we do something that where we have to create a bill, they make us double pay the money. Isn't
Yeah.
that what you said to me before?
Yeah, because if you apply, exactly, if you apply for a house, for example, and they give you that, did they hand you money? No, they didn't hand you money to go pay that. That's all digital. So say you buy a house for $200,000. How much are you really going to pay for that house? Well, you're going to pay interest and everything else for years. You might be paying on the house for 30 years. So now you just paid maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing out here, 350,000, 400,000 for that house. Well, that house was probably paid for too before. How long's that house been standing there? How many times did it change hands? You can go look at the chain of title. That house was probably paid off 5 times before you. This is ridiculous. But they don't hand you money. And so if you're in foreclosure, you know, something happens bad to you and you haven't been out of work, or, you know, a hurricane that was created, you know, manipulated, did something and now you're out of work. Maybe your business just got plowed down and now you don't have work, right? So now they're like, oh, your house is in foreclosure. There's ways you can fight this, and you can invoke subrogation or maybe file a motion for subrogation. And I'm just giving some ideas. I'm not an expert, okay?
Yeah.
Anyone can reach out to the Republic of Texas, and there's a place where you can ask questions, and I can get you some help, and then we can lead you to the right place. I'm just giving you an overview, okay? But I've done this before where I filed a motion for subrogation just on a $189 bill. And that was for a public pretender, I call them, public defender. People think of them as, but they're public pretenders. I said, I don't want that individual. This was in court because I'm writing an affidavit of truth, and only you can write an affidavit of truth, Carrie. It's your truth. A lawyer can't write that for you. It's your truth. So that would be fake, false information. So I said, all I got to do is do this. I don't need her. So I fired that attorney, and then all of a sudden I got a bill because she was a public defender. I called the DA's office, and they said, well, what's the big deal? It's only 50% of what her normal charge is. You're paying what the state would pay. The state picked up the other half. I go, but she didn't do anything. This is on principle now. I'm not paying $189. And I didn't know half the stuff I know now. So I was just asking a question at the DA's office. Can I file a motion for subrogation and take it off my trust? And he says, you can, but not at the district attorney's office. We don't deal with the money. That's the court because they're a bank. He said that. They are the bank. Do you get it? So the judge now changes his hat, so to speak. He's no longer a judge. He's a banker. So I filed a motion for subrogation. I told him I'm not going to pay this because I filed an affidavit of truth. I didn't need her. I'd already fired her formally. And I am requesting, you know, that my motion be granted for subrogation and pay it off my trust, and boom, balance zero. They took it because you have to tell the judge to do this. I believe he's the trustee. So anyway, he took care of that. Same thing with, you know, like I said, a foreclosure. There's ways you can do that. So don't just give up. There's ways you can do it. And I would
We got about 10
encourage
minutes
people.
left of the show, Jodi. So thank you so much though. We're learning a lot and we're gonna have a lot of series coming up. But so did you go over this screen yet?
Let's see. This is the CPR, like I told you. Would you attempt CPR on the living? No, you would not. You attempt it on the dead, right? Again, I'm just hammering this home because you got to hear it a few times because your cognitive dissonance is telling people this isn't, you know, it tells you it isn't right. No, that's right. Citizen is a corporation / dead entity / a straw man. Person, same thing. Resident, No privileges. You're doing temporary business there. Okay. So go to the next one. And this next slide was made by somebody else that's just learning some stuff. Okay. So a few little things. She's learning, so I don't want you to take all this. You just take it with a grain of salt. So she's right on the Genesis 1:26, the living people, God's law of the land. We were given dominion over the land, air, and water. Okay. You're the surety for the, she said, living man. That part's not true. You are the surety for the all caps name. Meaning, if the cop comes up to your door, he's asking for their license registration. Now he's going to make you sign that ticket. So now you become the surety, meaning you're going to either go to jail if you don't pay that ticket, or you're going to pay that fine because you promised to pay by that signature. Okay. But when you sign that, they monetize your signature. And I don't know for a fact how much. I have heard it's 120,000 they got off your trust right then after you sign that ticket. Now, a lot of cops don't know that. Some do. The upper ones do. The sergeants, the captains, the internal affairs, they know damn well that when that thing is signed, that's why they demand you sign it. They're getting money for the state. So I absolutely will not sign a ticket because I don't want them getting more money off my Sesta KV trust. That's mine. That's for me to use to offset debt if I am ever in foreclosure. If that's depleted, how are you going to do that? That's for you to use to offset debt. They created that for you. And the reason why they did it, they took the money away they took the value of your money away. Back in 1933, they took the gold and silver standard away from the dollar. So this was created for us to offset debt. So make sure that you're not letting people access your Sesta KV trust. I have a hat that I wear sometimes that says, keep your paws off my Sesta KV trust. Because I want people to ask me what that means, So, and
Yeah,
then go ahead.
education is the key, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then that talked about too the ink color. So I would caution everybody writing in black ink. That means you're dead too. Throw away your black ink pens. Only write in blue, red, or purple. Purple means you're superior or royalty. Blue is trust or contract. Red is you're alive. Okay. Some places won't take red ink, but absolutely don't write in black. Okay. They'll tell you at a hospital, write in black ink only. At school, write in black ink only. Well, that's because that's your dead entity name. And since you are like, with your show, living a healthy lifestyle, I want to tell people you got children in school, you could write an affidavit of truth right now and put in the record at the school that your child is a living boy or girl. All right. Do not write that in black and say they are not to be considered furries or they're not to be given porn or all that. If just 20 parents would do that at each school, this would go down. You just got to educate them, tell them, we know the jig is up. They are not the all caps name corporation. That's all you got to do. Get 20 parents to do this. And things would change. Okay. Right here. Why is your name written in all caps? Right there. I mean, how is it written in all caps? Where is it? Look at these examples. That's just a few. Driver's license, social security card. Flip over your social security, everyone. Does it say, on the front, Carrie K. Davis, but on the back, does it say this card belongs to Carrie K. Davis? Send it to her when it's lost? Absolutely, it does not. You flip that card over. If it says, if this card is lost, send it to the Social Security Administration. They own it. You don't own it. That is your checking account number for your Sesta KV trust. If you don't have those hyphens in there, take out the hyphens, that's your checking account number for sure. Your birth certificate. Now, I put in parentheses here, maybe not all of them, because I get arguments all the time about this. Some birth certificates do not have your name in all caps. But guess what? Nobody has the original. I don't care what you think. You might have the one that your mom and dad got you. I'm sorry, that's not the original. Your actual original was sent off by the doctor to another place. That's where the original is. And it is in all caps, okay? So the one you're holding might have your last name in all caps. It might have the whole thing. You better believe that birth certificate is in all caps. It's not you. All right? And there's a difference between birth and born date. Birth date and born date. There's two different dates on that birth certificate. So one's where you're registered. Your credit card, debit cards, those are all in all caps. personal checks, court documents. Those aren't you. So if you're going to court, whether it's traffic, family court, criminal court, civil court, whatever, it'll say at the top who's against you, right? State of Florida versus Carrie K. Davis. You have a right to see your accuser, so who the heck is coming in from the state of Texas or state of Florida? Is everybody going to be there? You have a right to see your accuser. Where are they? You know what I mean? So if you're in family court, it'll say Jodi Mueller versus so-and-so, whoever I was married to. They put it in all caps. It's not you. It's your dead entity. But you're granting them jurisdiction when you walk into that court. And now the judge in the black robe who summons you, you can only summons the dead. That's why he's in a black robe. He's summoning you. And then he says, what's your name? State your name. The minute you hold up your hand, I'm Jodi Mueller. They're like, ooh, now I consented as if I signed. And now he gets to decide, do I get to see my kids or not see my kids? And he takes them from you. How does a man get to decide where the kids are? He's not in my household. He doesn't know if I was the better mother or he's the better father. How does he know this? Just by hearsay? Just by the ex that kidnapped the kids? He thinks he's now the better parent? Obviously, the better parent would not have kidnapped children and withheld them from another parent, right? That should be your first clue. But they also have social, like people in the courthouse that will profile you before you even get there. Like I think we talked about that before. What are you purchasing? What stores do you go to? Don't think that chip on your credit card is just I always thought it was like when I bought a loaf of bread and at Walmart or Hy-Vee or wherever, Tom Thumb, and now I'm using my chip, they know that loaf of bread's not there and they need to replenish it. Nope, it's to profile you. So they know, like, am I out buying Polo and Michael Kors purses? Am I doing this? And I'm not trying to cut people down, but like I wouldn't do that. That's not what I do. I don't go buy name brand stuff. Now my ex would. So sometimes that would make you appear one versus empathic, one versus narcissistic, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not trying to offend people. I'm just saying. And some people just do it because they like nice things. I get it. But they have that profile down. And so they want to take the kids a lot of times from the empathic one that wants the best for their kids because they know we're going to keep coming in and coming in and coming in until we can't afford it anymore. Each time you come in, they get $3.3 million off your Sesta KV trust. People need to stop going, bankrupt these courts, their banks. Do not go. There's ways you can do it. Do it by paper only. Write a judicial notice. I will not be attending your satanic rituals, because that's what it is. And then fight it with a court of public opinion. You know, just put public notices out there. My ex stole my children. You know, wanted poster. These are my children. They're missing. You know what I mean? This is the judge that took my children.
I've been running into that a lot since I met you and heard your story. I've been running into a lot of people that are going through this. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm so happy for all the information you gave us. We got about 4 minutes left for the show. And anything else that you want to talk about, we can go over the rest of the PowerPoint on another show. Because we have to let this information kind of sit in a little bit and learn and educate. It's a lot. It
is a lot. The best thing I can say, Carrie, is for the new people, if you simply go to the video on YouTube, Meet Your Straw Man. It's about 5 minutes long. It's black and white. Do not go to the one that says fallacy. Just go to the one that's black and white. It's a cartoon. And that will wake you up more than anything. And the next one is called Straw Man Nature of the Cage. Will wake you up. Don't worry that they're from the UK. Just when they say Parliament, that means U.S. Congress is parallel. They're going through the same thing. This is happening in countries everywhere. It doesn't matter. The Sesta KV Trust, that's worldwide. You know, that they're taking money off that trust.
Now, do you think that and I'm not going to get political here, but do you think that Trump really knows about all this already?
He absolutely knows, because when he started, and he probably knew this before, Carrie, but I did a hashtag. If you do hashtag red envelope campaign and hit enter and go back and click on that link or that blue, you'll see my videos, and we sent him thousands of letters the first day he got in office. We sent him January 18th, so he got them on the 20th. And we put hashtag drain the swamp of family court, hashtag drain the swamp of CPS court, and he did drain it. He took $35 billion from CPS, and within the first 6 months, right after that, they hit him with Russia collusion. He knows. He knows they're trafficking children. He was going to help us with family court, and then he was just too busy. You know, I'm hoping he'll do something. Kamala will absolutely take your children. She's involved with that Obama's Fatherhood Initiative. This isn't a political thing. If they were doing it on the other side, I'd tell you that. Okay? It's just the way it is. Clintons were responsible for doing the America for Safe Family Act, ASFA. You can do hashtag ASFA and read about that from other people that are being harmed that way with Title IV-E funding. You know, mine was Title IV-D, you know, like dog, you know, but yeah.
It's really great that we're able to learn about living in the matrix the way that's what these series that we're going to be doing, Jodi, is going to educate the public and help the public to know exactly what's going on, because people are going to look at this and they're going to go, wow, you're using a lot of big words. There's a lot of things that, you know, could be misunderstood. Like I said, she's not being political. If it was the same way on the other parties, she would also say that. We're trying to tell the truth here. And we just have about 1 minute left, Jodi. But wow, wow, wow. I am so glad to have you on the show today to go over all this. And thank you to all of our viewers. You know, if you have questions or anything you want to ask Jodi, I will throw your phone number out real quick because we're about to lose one another.
I'll give you my email. That's probably easier. It's jodimueller65@gmail.com. JODIMUELLER65@gmail. And if they want to email me, I'll send them that public notice, Carrie, and I'll send them PowerPoint slides and everything to help them. But
all right.
I hope people get your houses in a trust and your children in a trust immediately.
All right. Well, until next time, thank you, Jodi. God bless everybody. And we'll be on real soon with the 4th step.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Bye.